So once you open the Tekla structure, and then you will find that there is a recent, all models, shared models, and new. Recent means these are the projects that you are working on. Okay, so you can always go back to the previous model that you have done. All models means if you want to look for the other model which is saved to a different path or different drive, so you can go to the all models. You can browse for the location. Okay, shared models at the moment it's empty here because if you Tekla structure also have the ability to do this cloud sharing or model sharing. Meaning, let's say for example, all of us, we can work together in one model. So that one, we have this model sharing. So the model will be in the cloud, but everything that you model in your laptop or computer will sync to the cloud. And at the end of the day, we have one project that everybody works together. Okay? So that one is very useful if, let's say, for example, you have an office here in Kuching and another remote office in KL and another one in Johor. So these three offices can work together in one model. So that one is the model sharing. And here, if you go to the new, this is where we are going to start. So under the new, you can simply type here the what do you call that? The project name. Okay? So you can type here workshop underscore, then you put your name. So let's say you put here workshop underscore and then put your name. Okay? Then just don't create yet. Let me explain something here. So basically here, once you create your project name, it will be placing automatically in the Tekla structure models by default. Okay, Tekla structure models. But you can also have the ability to browse where you want to save the model. If you have a particular data location or data server, you can save that one to that particular application. Okay, but at the moment, by default, it will be saved under the Tekla structures models. Okay, and then here there is also an option here. Do you want to use a single user or multi-user? So what's the difference? Single user meaning you work alone. So if you have one project, then you start and finish that alone. If you are using the multi-user, maybe let's say this group of people, this works only in the LAN. I mean, if you're in the same office. Earlier, the one I discussed with you about the shared model is if you're in different office. But if you are in the same office, same network, then you can use the multi-user. That's the difference. Okay? So meaning this group, it will work only in one model. So at the end of the day, let's say you have a 4-story building. So first story, second story, third story, fourth story. Then at the end of the day, you have one whole building, but 4 of them works together. That one is under the multi-user. Okay? But at the moment, we are going to use the single user. Now the question is, hey, if I start the model in single user, can I still convert that one to multi-user? The answer is yes. And vice versa. How about we started this one in multi-user? Can we convert that one to single user? The answer is also yes. So that's how flexibility is. Okay, so you can start in single user and then end in multi-user, or start in multi-user and end in single user. So you can do that one in Tekla. Okay, so this one, we'll just skip this one for the meantime, then let's move on. Once you put your name, kindly hit create. Okay, hit create. Okay, so basically this one is the Tekla structure. So this is the grid line and this is the 3D view. So by default, it will open like this. Okay? And the first command that you can do here is press Control P. Control P. So what happens in Control P? Control plus P. So meaning, Control P, it will change the view from 3D to 2D. Control P. So if you want to change to 3D, again Control P. So it's the same command. Now, if you want to zoom in, zoom out, I think normally you use the middle button of your mouse and then you zoom in, zoom out. And then if you want to do the pan. So press the middle button of your mouse and then press hold and then move. So that one is panning. So meaning you're holding the view and then move. Okay? Panning. Now if you want to rotate, I want you to press again the middle button of your mouse, press hold, okay? While pressing hold, you press the control key in your keyboard, and then move the mouse. And then that one will be the rotation, okay? So that is the basic navigation of Tekla structure. Zoom in, zoom out, panning, and then rotation. And then Control P, changing the view. Okay, so now, in this case, as you can see, at the top part of the Tekla structure, you will see all these different menus. And the first thing here, you have the steel, you even have the concrete, rebar, there is an edit tools. So while you click that menu, it will change the toolbar accordingly. All right? So there's steel and concrete. Okay, so these are all the different steel properties. And then at the bottom part, you can see that these are all the selection tools. So under the selection tools, you will find also the snapping tools. Okay, so for the snapping tools, you can see here, this one is the snap to intersection. You can turn on this one. Snap to any position, you can turn on this one. And then this three, no need to turn on. So most of the time, I turn on all these snapping tools, right? And then here you will find the direct modification. Can you see the direct modification? Kindly turn off that one because by default it's on. So I will explain to you what is this direct modification later. So at the moment, kindly turn it off. So just simply click once and that's it. Okay, so for this grid line, right? So if you press again Control P, right? So as you can see here, once you click the grid line, it will, the right side pane, okay, it will appear, that is the properties of the grid line. Look at this. If I click the grid line, it shows you the properties of the grid. So to explain this one, for the grid line, as you can see here, you have the X, Y, and Z. So meaning, this is the X, the Y, and then the Z. Z is the elevation. Here, this is the Z. Because we are on the plan. Okay? So, if you notice, the X coordinates here, 0, and then 5 star 5,700. Yes. Or 7,200. So meaning, it starts from 0. Okay? So from 1 to 2, it's 7,200. So the distance from 1 to 2 is 7,200. The distance from 2 to 3, 72, 72, 72, 72. In other words, you can type here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times 72. So this will be similar to Y direction, from 0 to what's that? 6,000. So this one is 6,000, 6,000, 6,000, 6,000, 6,000. Or you can type in 5 star 6,000, and this is this. Now, for the z direction, it's different. For the z direction, it will be like this. If the x and y is a relative value, relative. So for the z direction is absolute value. So what's the meaning of absolute value? So if the distance of this floor is 3,000, 3,000, 3,000, you cannot key in 0 space 3,000 space or 3,000 3,000 space 3,000. This one is wrong in z direction, because if it is absolute value in the z direction, you need to write it like this. Okay, you need to write this one as 0 space. Okay, 0. From 0 to first floor, how much? 3,000, right? So 3,000. Then space 0 to second floor is correct, 6,000. And lastly, 0 to third floor is 9,000. So that's how you write it in the z direction. Remember, don't be lazy on the z direction if that one is equally equal distance. Okay? You need to calculate that one 3 plus 3 plus 3. Okay? We cannot write that one as 3 times 3,000. See, not like the x and y. Again, x and y is relative value. Z direction is absolute value. Okay? So now let's change this one. Okay, again, we're going to build a very relatively small model. So what I want you to do is this. From the x direction, kindly put 0 space and then 6,000, 6 meters, space, 6 meters, space, 4 meters. That's it. Or maybe 5 meters. So 6 meters, 6 meters, and 5 meters. Okay, kindly follow that one. And then here, you can put here 4 times 5,500. Enter. So this is our grid line now. Again, 2 times 6,000 and 5,000. In Y, 0, 4 times 5,500. And then on the Z direction, I want you to put 0, space, 3,000, space, 3,000, and then 5,000, space, 6,500. Enter. Now, in my labels, actually the labels of X and Y are okay, but the label for the Z direction, I want you to put FFL, or finished floor line, space, level 1, LVL1, and then space, LVL2, space, apex. And then enter.
So you will not see this one at the moment because at the moment we are only on the X and Y view, right? Okay. Now the next thing is we create the view list. View list. Because at the moment, kindly press Control I. Okay, kindly press Control I. Have you seen the 3D view? Okay, can you select the 3D and then select the arrow to the left? What happened? It's gone. It's gone, but it's not deleted. Because, but if you select this limit, then it will be deleted. Okay? It's gone because it's hidden. So meaning, if you don't use the view, then put it on the left side. Now, kindly select the 3D here. And then select the arrow to the right. So what happened? It will come back. So that's how you manage your view. Because you can create as many views as you want, but of course, you need to use only one or two views when you do the modeling. Okay? Now, what we're going to do now is, let's populate this one with different views. Okay, what's the meaning of that? I want to create the view on grid A. I want to create the view on grid B. I want to create the view on grid 1. So meaning, I want to have an elevation view here, elevation view here, elevation view here, elevation view here. So how you do that? So in Tekla structure, we can create it manually, but at this point of time, we make it easier. So here, I want you to select the grid. Select the grid and then right click. Right click. So you need to see this. You need to see this menu. If this menu is not in your computer, meaning you are not selecting the correct object. Because this menu is different if I select the view, right click, see? If I select the view, this is the menu. If I select the grid, this is the view. So make it sure that you select the grid and then right click, all right? And then I want you to select this create view along grid. Can you do that? Create view along grid. All the views created on the right side. See here? Now, look, if I select everything and then put on the right, look what will happen. There is a limit. There is a limitation of 9 views per window. Because, you know why? In modeling, are you going to use these 9 views at the same time? Of course no. Right? Maximum maybe 2 or maybe 1 view is enough because since we're talking about a 3D modeling software, so for me, 1 view is enough. But of course, this view will help us, enable for us to check some collision or maybe flashing. So this one is also good. But you don't really need the 9 views. But maximum, the Tekla structure can give you 9 views at the same time. Okay? So if you notice here, hey, how did you do this thing in one click? So basically here, if you go to the window, if I click here tile vertically, then it will do like this. Now if I want to cascade, it will be like this, tile vertically, or close all views. Close all views. So now, if you control I again, so open the 3D view, and there you go. Now, let's check the grid 1. So the grid 1, as you can see here, you will now see the elevation. This is the elevation. FFL, finish floor line, level 1, level 2, apex for the roof. So, at this point of time, let me explain to you the object. Okay? let me explain to you the object that we're going to use in our modeling. Okay, again, we are still on the modeling stage, modeling, because after the modeling, there is a detailing. Okay, so at the moment, we are on the modeling stage. So modeling, we need to use the object or elements. So since we're talking about steel, or maybe, let's do this. I can start adding the foundation because, you know, sometimes you're also doing some concrete part, right? So let's do this one. And anyway, the license that we have now, unlike before, the Tekla licensing there is a different license for concrete contractor and steel. But now, everything is combined. So one license, you can do everything. Okay? Unlike in the old days, we separate the license. So if you want to do steel only, then you can only get steel license. But now, the license that we are selling is everything can be done. If concrete or multi-material, you can do that one in one license. Okay? So here, let's start with the concrete. So you will notice here that I have the footing. Okay? So maybe we'll add this footing only, pad footing. So once you click the pad footing here, right? So on the right hand side, you will find the name, the pad footing, the profile, which is 1.5 by 1.5 meter. The material, okay, kindly go to the material database here. On the right side, you will find here the database. Okay? So here, kindly select one of the footing here material on the concrete. Let's say C40 by 50. Apply and okay. So there you go. And then for the class, maybe change this one to 1. Since the concrete is color gray, then we change it to 1. And then look at this. The bottom of the footing is 0 and negative 500. What's the meaning of 0 and negative 500? So at the moment, okay, this grid that you see in the 3D, this is in the 0 coordinates. 0 coordinates. By the way, the AutoCAD coordinates, the AutoCAD, you know the AutoCAD 000, is exactly the same in Tekla structure 000. So meaning if you create a drawing in AutoCAD in 000, and then you bring that one in Tekla structure, it will be placed exactly on the 000 position. So the AutoCAD coordinates is exactly the coordinates of Tekla structure. Okay? So now, since we are in the 0 level, so meaning here, the top is 0, then negative meaning it will go down. Okay, it will go down because it's negative 500. But instead of negative 500, kindly change this one to negative 750. So meaning our pad footing height is 750, negative 750. Okay? And then that's it. Once you have this information here in the pad footing, then okay, kindly take note of this one. Every time you have a command, make sure that you read the bottom left corner. Why? The bottom left corner tells you what to do next. Is that right? So it tells you what? Pick the point. So kindly pick this point. There you go. So here, you have this point. So you have now the first model, the pad footing, the concrete. Okay? By the way, this one, if I click here as well, in 3 and 4, then this is my pad footing. Okay? And also, this one is not just a 3D view. We call it an object. Object means if you select the object and then right click on it, you will find inquire part. Inquire part. So here in the inquire part, this is what you will see. Okay, now I may ask you, without looking at this, can you tell me how fast you can tell me the volume of the motor here? How fast? Nobody can tell. Because you need to calculate that one, right? That's the reality. You need to calculate that one. It's able for you to tell me the volume of the concrete of this one. Now, by simply clicking right click and inquire for the properties of this one, you can easily tell me the volume of the concrete, which is here. Volume is 1.6 cubic meters. But without this one, then you have to get your calculator and then compute the volume of the concrete. And again, having mentioned that one, this one is a very basic shape. Okay? And in reality, the shape of our structure is not this one. Could be a different size, different, there's some cutting. So the Tekla structure can give that one to you immediately. Right? Okay, so that is the properties of this concrete. And by the way, since we're talking about concrete here, if you press Control 1, look what will happen. It becomes wireframe. Control 2, it becomes transparent view. Because if it is concrete, we need to add reinforcement inside, then you need to see what's inside, right? Control 3 is a shaded one. Control 4 is a solid one. Control 5 is something like a ghost image, and then it will highlight when you put your cursor. That is a Control 5. So meaning, you can press Control 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to change the view of your object. Okay, so now that we have the concrete, so let's leave this one for a while, because at this point of time, we're going to use the steel. And then select the steel column. Select the steel column. So under the steel column, you will find here that the name is column, right? You can put any name there if you have any, Malay in column? Tidak? I don't know. You can put the Malay name for column. Okay, so here this is the name that you can change, right? So profile HCA 400 again, like what we're using is a default environment. Then use HCA 400, and then the material here under the material you can select the material that available in the market. Of course, maybe this one is I'm going to use the 235JR. Okay, and then the class, maybe I'll change it to number 2. Okay, for the numbering, this is the marking. For the numbering, this will be the prefix and then the start number. So basically, in Tekla structure, we always put the prefix. For all the column, let's say we put C, and then the start number, we always put 1. Okay? Don't ever put any number here.
So if your assembly numbering is 1, make sure that this is always 1. Because the system will take care of the numbering later. So we don't assign the C1, C2, C3, C4, and so on. The system will do that one later. The important thing is make sure that all the start number is the same. If the start number in the other column is 1 or 2, then you will have a problem. Why? There will be an overlapping particles. Because when the system do the numbering, it will start to 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But if the other member starts in 0 or 2, then it will start from 0. Then there will be a overlapping. Okay? Make sure that this start number is always 1. Okay? Now, once you have this one, you have also the vertical rotation and horizontal.
And then the top, kindly type here 5 meters. So meaning our height is 5 meters. So it will start from 0 and then going up. Earlier in our footing, it starts from 0 and then goes down because of the negative. This time, it will go up because positive 5,000. So look, click here, and there you go. So this is the column. Control P to make it a plan. So this is your column. Now, I want you to rotate the column 90 degrees. So meaning, under this rotation, instead of typing 90 degrees, you can select the rotation top and then enter. Again, under the rotation, you can see top. You can see the front, top, back, view below. But at the moment, we use either front or top because it's a symmetrical one. Then back and below is also the same. So since we want to rotate that one, then choose the top. Okay, if you type here the value, let's say I put 45, what will happen? The rotation will be 45 degrees. Okay? In case that your column is not in the 90 degrees. So you can rotate. So because that one is the rotation, then you put 0 to make it horizontal again. Okay, what else? Now, as you can see, the vertical, if you type here, if you select down, what will happen? Down, enter, it will go down. Up, it will go up. Or up, if you put value of 200, and then it will go up. So your working point still at the center, but there will be an adjustment. Yes. Not changing. Okay, let's see. So change this back to 0 and then middle. So middle, like this. Yeah. Okay, since we have the column, okay, look. The thing here in Tekla structure, so if I select this column, and then I pick this column command, okay, whatever the previous selection, that will be my, when I create a new column, whatever the previous properties of the column that I selected, then that will be the column that I'm going to pick in a new position. Okay? So remember that one, So here, okay, look. 1, 2, and then click here, 3. So, but this time, this column, I want to change this to 3 meters. Enter. So make it short. And then, I want to change to HEA 300. HEA 300. So a smaller column. If you're not sure about the profile that you are using, then always go to this library. Because in the library, you will find all the profiles available. Okay? If you're not sure. But if you're sure, you can simply type in. By the way, here, I just want to let you know, if you select the column, okay, earlier, we have the rotation, right? You can put 45 degrees or something. So, if you select the column, you will find this small contextual toolbar. Can you see this? Can you see this small contextual? So, under this contextual toolbar, you can see the position here. Look, if you click this green button, and then you put it around like this, see? You can rotate the column. Right? So if you want to go back to original, then put it 90. Or if you have difficulties, then you type here 90. Oh, sorry. This one, you can type 90, enter. And also, earlier, I show you the vertical and horizontal. This one also has the same. So here, if I click this you can see this magenta, this cyan color, right, in the middle. So meaning that one is a middle. If I click here, see, look at the position. So you can use this contextual toolbar for positioning your column properly. Okay? You can change the color as well here, if you like. You can change the name as well. So this one is like the floaty or the contextual toolbar. All right, so now we have already the column and the three columns. Okay, so let's add the rafter. Okay, now to add the rafter, there are different ways to do this. We can do this one in 3D. Okay, maybe now you may ask, hey, how can I do the rafter in 3D? I don't have any reference. So if that one is the case, one way is this. Go to the Control I, and then open the grid. Open the grid and then here window vertically. So something like this. So I have two views here now. Okay? So the easier way to do this is on the 2D plane. If you don't know how to do that one in 3D, then you go to the 2D. So here I'll go to the beam. So under this beam, I will type here rafter. Okay? And then HEA, or maybe we put HEB 360. HEB 360. And then this one. Okay, so look. So pick the center and then the top, the apex. So pick the center and the apex. So if you want to change this one, let's say for example, oh, the rafter is too small, then I can change this one to HEA 450. Modify. Okay, there you go. So that one now is HEA 450. Or 400. Let's say 400, sorry. Yeah. HEB 400. Okay? So that one is the HEB 400. Oh, again, let me delete. So again, since that one is HEB 400, so again, pick this point to the top, pick this point to the top. Okay? That one is in case you want to use in 2D. Okay? In 2D plane. If you want to create this one in 3D, this is how you do it. It's a bit complicated, but it's a bit complicated, but it's very useful. Okay, look. You don't need to follow, but I just want to share to you. So here, I pick this one. Then I don't have any reference here, correct? My reference is only this one. So I pick this one, but before I pick this bottom part, I will press the control key, click, and then go up, and then 6.5. 6.5. Yeah. That's easy. Okay? But again, there's additional command that you need to do. Okay, let me just repeat that one. Okay, pick this one, pick, and then now the second one, you need to pick here, but use your left hand to press the control and then click. So once you click that one, you can see the red line. That one meaning it's a dummy line, a reference. Then the second point will be look for the 6.5. Okay? Click and then 1, 2. There you go. But again, if you have a difficulties on that one, then I suggest you go to the grid A. Because grid A you have already the reference. Okay? Either one is okay. Okay? So if you want to add the beam here, kindly use the beam, this one, beam, and then you type here HEB 340, sorry. HEB 340, There you go. So at the moment, we will do the connection and details. Okay. So let's start. Let's start with the concrete. Okay. Let's start with the concrete. So control 2. Kindly type here footings. Footings. Or number 77. Oops. Footing. Okay, so here, if you, on the right hand side, just simply click here, application and component. Sorry, I forgot to tell you. Select the application and component, okay? Did you see this application and components? Yeah. So under the search, type 77. So instead of typing footing, you can type footing as well, but since we know already the number, 77 is the pad footing reinforcement. So I want you to double click on that one. Double click on the pad footing. So here, this pad footing, okay, you can set up the primary bar, secondary bar, laser bar. But at this point of time, we're not going to the details of this, but I just want you to use the default. So look, just simply click the object. Okay, since we are in the transparent view, I want you to pick on the edge. Okay, edge of the object, because it's transparent. But if it is solid view like this, then no need for you to pick on the edge. Okay, so here, since we are on the transparent view, I want you to click on the edge of the concrete, and then wait for a few seconds, and there you go. So you have now the pad footing reinforcement. Okay, so apply this one, and then you can just simply click this one, here, and here. So you have now all the pad footing reinforcement there. Once you're done, kindly type here base. So again, under the application and component, kindly type base plate. So you will find here, there are different types of base plate here. So we need to choose one. Okay? So I want to choose the base plate 1004. Double click on that one. So here. Just open it, and then we will add the value. So under the parts, we type in 25 thick of the base plate. 25. And then, under the parameters, this one is okay. Under the bolt, I'll just put here 2 into, I don't know, maybe, let's see, 2 into 400, and then 50, then then 2 into 200, then let's see, 150. Okay, anyway, I still don't know what is the dimension, but you can just simply type in this one and then apply. Okay, so go to the bolt. Under the bolt, I want you to select this middle. Okay, and then you type here 2, 400 on the plunge side, on the depth 2 into 200, and then 50 here, and then here 150, and then apply. And then let's see what it will looks like. Okay, pick the part, which is the column. Pick the column, and then pick the position. So select the bottom of the column, approximately. And then here, okay. So it's something, I think should be control P. And then you can see here the position of our bolt. So this is the position of our bolt. If you don't want this kind of bolt, and then hide this one. Let me hide this one. Okay. So you can, by the way, you can also hide, redraw. Or if you don't want to hide, then if you're focusing on the base plate, then Control I, and then go to the FFL. Open the FFL. So this one is only focusing on the base plate. All right? Okay, again. So here, if you want to focus on the base plate, I want you to press Control I, and then open the FFL, plan at FFL. So this one only shows the base plate. Okay, it doesn't show the rafter. So here, this is the plate that I have created. Just double click on this. All right, and then from the part, you have 25, and then from the bolt, if this one is 400, then maybe we can also put here 400, and then change this one 400, and then change this one to 50. Let's see if this one works. Okay, so I think that one should be okay. 450, right? But I don't need a bolt. I don't need this bolt, right? So I need the anchor rod instead. So the rod will be D20 for the rod. Base plate with anchor rod. Again, go to the next tab, anchor rod. Okay? Next tab, anchor rod. Then rod profile is D20. And then base plate with anchor rod, not bolt. So let's say, for example, the anchor rod profile, I want you to type here 6 on the class. All right, 6 on the class. And then under the general, you also type here 6 on the class. So what's the meaning of that 6, class 6? That one, I want to change the base plate to color yellow. Okay? So if I modify, this is how it looks like. See? Okay? Now, if you want to modify also the anchor rod, here, you can select this way, modify. So there will be an L shape, right? Yes. From where? Anchor rod. Yeah. So here, from anchor rod, you have D20 here. Okay, you put 6, and then base plate with anchor rod. Earlier, the base plate with bolt, but we don't use the bolt here, right? So use the anchor rod, and then change the shape. So whatever shape you want, straight one, L shape or U shape, like this, modify, and you will have this one. So it depends on what you want here, or what is needed. Okay? Okay, so if you're happy with this one, just simply apply, or you can save this one. Okay, you can save us so that you can always come back to that attributes if you want. So I'll close this one. So since this one is already saved, okay, it's already saved. So what I will do is, I'm going to select again this base plate 1004, and then look, I will select the two column at once by window, by selecting by window these two columns, and then select one position, and there you go. So you have now the base plate for the two columns. Okay, again. So once you save this one, once you save this, apply and okay, then all you have to do now is to apply that one in this column by simply selecting the base plate and then select the column, the two columns by window, cross window from right to left. So look, the two columns were selected, and then pick one position, and then both will have the base plate. Okay? Okay. Here, select the base plate. Select. So once you select the base plate, it will tell you pick the part. Correct? Pick the part. So multiple parts. Actually, it shows there multiple parts with area pick. So meaning I can select this area. Look, pick from here one. You can see the green color, meaning I cross that one to the two columns, and then pick the position. So you can pick only one position, either here or here. And there you go. Break first. So as you can see here, we have this connection between the column and the beam. So again, this one is HEB 340, and then you can see that the width of this is 300. So meaning we will put the plate flush to the 300 of the width of this beam. So our next step is this. If you notice here, I just draw the plate or the end plate connection in the board. Okay. So on your right hand side, kindly open again the application and component. Kindly open again the application and component, and then type 144. Type number 144, or you can type end plate. Okay? So here you will find here end plate 144. Kindly double click on that. Okay. So let's start adding the parameters here. So on the picture below here, as you can see, there is a value here. So here, usually we put 1 millimeter. Why we put 1 millimeter there? That one is for the erection clearance. Okay? So for the fabrication or the erection purposes, we put 1 millimeter from plate to the surface. And then here, if you notice here, I put 50 and 40. 50 and 40. So meaning the extension of my plate will be 90 from the surface of from the top of the steel. So I will put here maybe negative 90, because it goes, if I put positive, then it will go down. I think this one is negative 90 if I'm not mistaken. If not, then later on we can remove the negative, because it's a matter of positive negative. So meaning the gasket plate will extend 90 millimeter from the top, 90 millimeter from the bottom. Okay? From the board. From the drawing in the board. Okay? So next, go to the plates, and then the end plate, let's put 15 thick of the plate. And then that should be okay. Steepener, if you want to add the steepener, we can use this one. Add the steepener, top and bottom, near side and far side. Or maybe you can add if you want, but I think for this time, maybe don't put the steepener. Under the general, just put again number 6. Again, one of the reason why I put the number 6 on the connection is later on, it's very easy to filter. So maybe after finishing the project, I want to filter all the connection. So I will just simply type 6. Then all the color yellow will only show in the model. So that's why I put class number 6 for all the connection. And then for the hunch, I think, I guess no need for the hunch. Or if you want, then we can also put the hunch here. Then the top plate is, let's say, 8, and then 8, and then maybe this one is 90 by 90, 90 by 90. Okay? So that one is the hunch. So here, I'll put here 10, 10, and then here 10, and then 10. So this one, I can put here 80, 80, this one 80, 80. So that one will be the hunch on the top and bottom of the beam. Because my gusset plate is extended 90 millimeter. Okay, kindly do that one. And then next is the bolt. Okay, for the bolt, select the bolt standard. You can select 7990, and then the bolt diameter is 20. The tolerance is 2. So meaning the hole will be 22. The bolt is 20, hole is 22. And then here, middle. And then this one is top. Okay? So from the top, I'm going to put here negative 50. That one is the first the first hole. From the top, it will be negative 50. And then here, I will put here 2 into 120. Or maybe let's change it to 140. Let's change this one to 140. Maybe. So 140 plus 140 minus 300 is 160, and then this one will be 80, and this one will be 80. Okay? So now, the question is this. What will be the number of bolts here? So the number of bolts here will be 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 rows. So we type here 4, and then what will be the position? So you will notice here that the middle, okay, if that one is 360, just hold on. If the profile here is 340 is the height, okay, 340, the flange thickness is 21, so meaning 300. So here I can say, maybe I can put 150. So this one will be 100, 150, 100. Let's try that one first. And then apply. Okay. Anyway, we can change this one later. Again, let me go back. Picture. This one is 90, 90. Before we apply, before we execute this one. Plates. Maybe we'll put here 20. Change the end plate to 20 because the thickness of the flange is quite thick. And then the stiffener, no stiffener. General, 6. Hunch, there will be a hunch top and bottom. The size is 8, 90 by 90. Then these are the chamfer. The bolt is 20, 7990 and 2. And then here middle, top, negative 50. This one is 140, 80, 80. This one is 4, 100, 100. Then this one no need because I don't put any value here because I already put the value here. Okay? There will be a conflict if you put that value. Apply, and then select the end plate, pick the column, and then pick the beam. And there you go. Okay, so it seems that I have something, okay, because this one is too big. So what I will do is, instead of 4, maybe I'll type this one as 5 5. Then this one is maybe 120 space 2 times 80 and then 120. Let's see. Modify. Oh, nope. Okay. So we still need to change this one to 130. Modify. And then here maybe 90. Something like this. Now for the bolt, why the bolt is... Okay, the bolt is... I need to change the bolt under the display. Change the bolt to exact. Modify. Yeah. Again, this one is 130. Okay, so again, double click the view. Under the view, you go to this display, and then under the display, okay, look, under the display, you can change the bolt to exact, and then modify. Because earlier it is fast, that's why it's only a stick. Okay? Now apply and okay, and then modify. So there you go. Again, for this, what I have done here is I put 5, 130, 2 times 90, and 130. So you can just simply follow this one. Go to the bolt, 130, 290, 2 times 90, and then 130. So that's the position of my bolt here. Okay, now for your exercise, I want you to use this one, the same here, but there will be a adjustment. Okay, if you apply this one, right? If you apply this, I want you to use this one here. I want you to use this one here, but there will be an issue here. So, now, how to solve this?